Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I'm back with another tutorial. Today is going to be how to make thumbnails, and it's for beginners. So if you already know how to make thumbnails, this is just more of a beginner level of making thumbnails, okay? Um, Good morning, Aisha, Marie, read this, So Uniquely Me, Kiva, Destiny and Me. Okay, if you're on my main channel, go ahead and go over to my backup channel, Truth Taylor Dani, because that's what channel this is going to be staying on. So yeah, go to my backup channel, Truth Taylor Dani. Okay, so for the thumbnails for YouTube or any other social media platform where you need to add a thumbnail to your video, I use a website called pixlr.com, and that's pixlr.com. And I will add this information to the description box so you'll be able to find this information yourself. So let me go ahead and pull up pixlr.com. Okay, this is Pixlr. As you can see, it says Pixlr, Pixlr. You don't have to sign up our login to use this, okay? It's free for the basic features which are needed for the thumbnail. And what you would do is go to the advanced photo editor, okay? Advanced photo editor. And you would click start a photo editing project. And what we're going to do is click create new. And I like to use let me drop down so I can show more options here. Go to the recommended options, okay? That way you don't have to choose your own width and height. And I like to use just the thumb right here. It's the fourth one down. It says thumb 720p, okay? So just click on that as your options. And then to the right, it says name. You can just title this as, sometimes it's best to just keep track of what you're going to be talking about. Let's see what topic. Okay, well, there was Nicki Minaj and Cardi B Twitter fight. So let's say I was going to make a video on Cardi versus Nicki Twitter fight or beef from the other day. I would just put Cardi versus Nicki. That's just the title. You actually don't have to put one. If you see those three dots at the bottom of this, if you just click on that and just scroll down, it'll widen this so you get more options. So at the bottom of that, it says background. So we actually would want a background color. Some people don't want one, but I prefer to add a background color. So just slide that over. So the option that's chosen for you automatically is white. That's why it's this big tab with white. For this, I actually would prefer a black background. So I would just click this. Let me see if I can scroll down a little bit more. So yeah, I'm scrolling down with those three dots in the center right here. So I can widen this out so I can see all the options. And what you can do is you see this circle. I'm moving this circle around. this lets you choose the color. If you look in that tab, like I said, right here, this color is changing. So let me go all the way to the bottom and I can choose black. And black is usually just all zeros, okay? There's 6 zeros. So sometimes you can actually just go down here and put hashtag or pound 6 zeros, okay? So once I have that, I just click create. So now I have my canvas. Good morning, Regina, and thanks for the super chat. Good morning, Jim. Okay, so now that I have the canvas, let me take this off. Okay. One second. Let me remove these advertisements. Give me 1 second. A lot of times when you're working online, it's best to remove ads. So what you can do is go to, it's ad block for Google Chrome. Since I just installed this, I need to add this to this computer user. So go to ad block for Google Chrome. It's an extension, and you would just add it to Google Chrome. And then, of course, it will say, do you really want to add the extension? Okay. So as you can see now in the right-hand corner, I don't have ads anymore. So I added ad block to block ads from popping up. Good morning, Deborah. Okay, so now we have our canvas, blank canvas. So now what we need to do is we would Google images that we want to use. And since we're talking about Cardi versus Nicki and their Twitter fight, we need a picture of Cardi B, and we also need a picture of Nicki Minaj. And then we will add some maybe text or other images to catch people's attention and let people know just by the thumbnail what the topic is. And also maybe it will match with the title of your video, okay? And remember, the thumbnail does not have to have the full video title. A lot of times it can just be the image with just a brief title or short title version, and then the title will have the full title. Now, a lot of times I don't make thumbnails, but when I do, I use Pixlr, okay? So what we would do is we would go to Google search, and we would pick an image of Cardi that we can use and a picture of Nicki that we can use. Okay, so we have Cardi B here. And for this tutorial, I am going to use this image right here of Cardi B. And what we can do is this is the quickest way. What you can do is actually download it to your computer by right-clicking and click Save Image As, and you would download this to your computer. But for people that have a computer and want to make the process simpler, or even sometimes some phones or tablets can do it as well, you would just copy this, right-click it and click Copy Image. Because a lot of times people save all these images to their computer and that takes up space. So right-click the image and click copy image, okay? And once you copy the image, we're going to go to a different website. So I copy the image, I right click the image and I click copy image. Now we're going to a different website called Remove.BG. And what Remove.BG will do is it will remove the background from the Cardi B image, because we just want her face and her body and her clothes and just her. We don't want her background because that will look tacky. Okay, so what we will do now is go to Remove.BG. And again, I will put these links in the description box, okay? Again, if you save Cardi B to your computer, like to download it and save it to your computer or device, you actually have to upload it here. Just click your upload image and you have to upload that image. If you're on a computer and you did the second choice, which is copy image, you have it easier, because now all you have to do is press Control V on your computer keyboard at the same time, or your device at the same time. Press Control V. And it will remove the background from the image that you just copied. So now we have Cardi B and there's no background. It's just her. Now, if you are now on a computer, you actually have to download this image to use it. It's best to do this on a computer for this tutorial, to be honest. It makes it more easier. You can make a thumbnail in minutes with just on a computer. Okay, what you would do now is, I have my image. I don't click on the image, okay? I just hover over it. Hover over it means you just make sure your pointer is on the image. And then I would just right click and I will again copy image. Okay, if you're on a computer, you will have to download this image. Okay, I mean, if you're on a phone or some other device that you can't copy and paste on. Okay, now that I have my Cardi image, I need to go back to Pixlr.com and I need to add this Cardi to my file. So let me go back to Pixlr. I need to add it to my canvas. Okay, we're back on Pixlr and we have our blank canvas. So now again, we would just press Control V on your keyboard. And you would just paste this image into Pixlr. And now, as you can see, we have Cardi B, and she's a standalone image. There's no background. So you don't actually have to whatever you put it doesn't really matter. You can always move it and shuffle images around. So for now, I'm going to just put Cardi right here. Now I need to add my Nicki Minaj image, because again, my title of my video is going to be Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B. Good morning, Melissa. So now let's go get my image for Nicki Minaj. Okay, here's my Nicki Minaj image. And as you can see, I chose this image on purpose for Nicki because she is attending an event. And as Cardi B was also attending an event, it will be kind of awkward to have like an image of Cardi B wearing sweats, and then an image of Nikki like dressed down and attending an event. So, and I also wanted them both to be kind of matching, like wearing black. So I like to color coordinate my images when I do something like this. So let's go ahead and get this Nicki Minaj picture. And I would just copy the image, right click the image again, as I said, and click copy image. If you cannot copy the image, you will have to save the image to your computer, okay? But to save space on your computer, it's best to just copy image so all the images stay on line. It doesn't have to take up space on your device, okay? Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Angela. Okay, so now what we need to do, what did I say we need to do now? What website do we go to remove the background image? We don't want this white background image. We just want Nikki by herself. We go to Remove.BG. So let's go back to the website, Remove.BG. Okay, if you're on a computer, like I said, you can just click Control V. Even though Cardi was there, you can still press Control V and just do your next image. You don't have to refresh or anything else. Now on a different device, you have to do it differently, okay? So now we have, good morning, little boss lady. So now we have Nicki Minaj, and as you can see, voila, the background is now gone. So now what we can do is, again, right click, don't right click, just hover over Nicki Minaj. Just make sure your mouse pointer is on her somewhere. And then you would just right click and then copy image. If you're on a different device, you can't copy, you have to save all these images to your device and then upload or download, okay? But it's still the same process otherwise. Okay, now we have Nicki Minaj copied. Now we need to go back to, what website did we go to now? We go back to Pixlr, and we now need to add her to our canvas. So let's go back to Pixlr. And for this, it's best to have multiple tabs open, as you can see. Have at least one tab for Pixlr and then the other tab for getting your images. And then we just press Control V. Oh, let me go back. My bad. I need to show this. Okay, so now we would just press Control V. Now we have Nikki added to it. For this, I would want to make sure they're both the same size, because sizing can actually matter. For example, look at this. Let's say we make Nicki Minaj this size, and then we have Cardi that size. That seems like Cardi is more powerful, and that I'm actually choosing size that, I like Cardi better. Your images can actually give off a message. That's why we have the thumbnails in the first place. And then also I have both of them like turned the same way. And like Cardi has like more of a like confused, you really can't read her expression all the way. Nikki is facing that way. Now what I can do is change the image. But yeah, like I was saying, if you actually make them more of the same size, close as possible, it makes it more like equal, like you're not really choosing sides. You see the difference? Okay, so now I actually want to make it seem like, ooh, there's a beef, right? So let me change Nikki. If I go to the top and I click this, it says flip horizontal. That's like a mirror image. We're going to change her to the reverse. Now, see, this is more of a beef because now she's like facing the other way from her, right? So this is a little more of a beef, and it looks better like a beef. This right here is like They might be going to an event together or hanging out or cool. But this is more of a opposite, right? So let's put her. Some people like to do a lot of mashups where they like to a collage where they put a lot of celebrities all together. So this is how they actually can do it this way. Let me put her like right here for now. I can always change this because when you're making it, you really don't know exactly how you want to make it. Let me make her a little taller on this one. All right, let me keep it like this for now. So now, what do we want to add next? Aisha, we don't want smoke from the Barbs and Barty gang. Okay, so let's see. They had a Twitter beef. So what we can do now, let's add something that shows that it was a Twitter beef. Or most people would now, some people would just add text now. They would just add text to this image. Like to the right-hand side, they would add text here and call it a day. Let me actually add a Twitter logo. So let me go ahead and find a Twitter like logo. The bird, the blue bird tweeting or chirping. So let me go ahead and get that image. Okay. Usually when you see this checkered background behind a picture, it's usually already transparent or no background, but sometimes it does not work that way. So I still like to just take all images before I waste my time and just right click the image, click copy, and I like to go to what website do we remove the images from. So we would go to Remove.BG. So we have the Twitter logo. And let's go back to Remove.BG. So basically all you're doing is copying and pasting images into your canvas. That's all you're doing. And then you're rearranging how you want it to be. Okay, we have Nicki Minaj here. We can just push, press Control V at the same time. We don't have to do anything with Control V. It would just automatically do our new image. And then again, I would just hover over it. Just make sure your mouse pointer is over the image. And then you would right click and then click copy image, or you would download or save image. You can download it in two ways. You can download it right here, or you can hover over and then right click it, or you can actually click it also and it'll download it. But if you want to copy the image, just hover over it. Do not click anything and then just right click, copy image. Okay, now where do we go? We have to put this image where? Good morning, El Sweetie. We have to put this image on our canvas. So let's go back to Pixlr. Okay, we're back on Pixlr. So we're going to right click. We can just press Control V, Control V. Control V on there. I don't know what I want to do with this yet. So, but I do know I'm really going to use it as a logo. I'm not going to use it as a big image. So for now, I'm going to just put it right here until I decide what I want to do with it. So right now I'm going to add text. So what you would need to do is go into the left-hand corner and you will see a letter T at the very bottom right here. And that's for text, okay? So we click text. And let's see what I want to. I want this to say party. Let me put it in all caps. Party. Let me make this bigger. Okay, look at the line. If you see this little white line at the bottom of the text box, that's the zoom in and zoom out function, okay? So all you have to do is just click on that with your mouse, and then you can zoom in and out. So let me put Cardi versus Nikki. And let me make this bigger. If you actually take this image and you like move it up and down, you'll actually see a green line. And when you see that green line, that means it's more centered with the other images. So that's probably the best spot to put it. It's not always true, but sometimes it's the case. Let me make this bigger. Again, to make it to zoom in and out, what would you do? If you go to the bottom of this text box, you see that white line. Just click on that, and then you can zoom in and out. So I don't want to make it too big. Let me change. Okay, so let's go to, okay, what you would do next is pay attention to that you have the letter T clicked on. So click on that letter T. If you actually look at the top, you'll see it has the white color right here. Look at the very top. It says the font is Arial, and then it says fill is white. So we want to change this text to a different color. We don't want it to be white. It doesn't really match the whole thumbnail. So we just click on that. Now, what tool I like to use on here is the color picker. Since I like my thumbnails to be color coordinated, I will click on this color picker. Let me circle this. As you see right here is a color picker. You click that. Once you click that, it will automatically give you a cross as a pointer. And basically, as you can see, whatever I'm pointing at, it will, that circle that's right there, the circle will change colors. Okay? It will change colors based on where I'm pointing. So it's letting you pick a color from your existing thumbnail. What I would do is I would go to this tweet Twitter logo, and as you see the circle turned blue. I would actually click on that. And as you can see now, the text changed colors to what I picked from my thumbnail, okay? So I would actually, since I like it to match, I would just want it to match something in the image. I could have chose gold. As you can see, there's Cardi B's like gold sequins. Let's see how that looks. I might not like that from what I can see. But let's go back to the color picker. And let me choose Cardi B's gold sequins. See, I really don't like that. I like the blue better. But as you can see, if you look at that text and to see how it's gold and then you see her sequence, you can see it's kind of matching up. There's nothing like thrown off or in the image. It's more coordinated. But let me go back. I actually want to undo that. The quickest way is just to go to the very top, and it says File and Edit. What you'll do is click Edit, and then you will click Undo. Or you can press Control Z. You would just undo. Let me redo. since I actually didn't save it, it won't let me redo. I had to actually redo it. So I actually had to go back to um, the Twitter logo and pick that color again because I never saved it. So you can't really redo or undo unless you save it. Okay, so let me go ahead and keep blue. So y'all think blue looks better? Um, yes, I'm going to leave this up, but most likely it will be up on my Truth Teller Dani channel and not this channel. Okay, so it will be on my backup channel, Truth Teller Dani, because I can't keep it on both channels because that's like duplicate content. Okay, so now we have Cardi versus Nicki. Some people prefer small, but I'm more extra. So again, your thumbnail is your preference, like how you like things. And actually, it will become your signature of how you do your thumbnails. Sometimes I'm a lazy thumbnail maker, to be honest, and sometimes I will actually spend time on mine. So, how do y'all think? To me, I think it looks better, bigger, but not too big. Um, okay, let's do some more stuff with our text. Okay, first let me move this bird. Okay, if you actually want to move something, what you need to do is actually go to the left-hand corner. If you actually look at the very left-hand corner at the top, it says arrange, and it's like an arrow pointing up. Click on arrange. That way you'll be able to move images to where you want to move. So if you ever are stuck and you can't move an image, like this image isn't moving, it's stuck, go to arrange and you'll be able to click move around any image. Let me go ahead and put this like maybe here. So people Googling or searching for their beef, this logo will automatically say, well, this is some kind of Twitter, something happened on Twitter with Nicki Minaj and Cardi. So I would just put this here, right? And you see it kind of matches with matches with the text because I did the color picker. What time is it? Ooh, I need to hurry up. Okay, so Cardi versus Nicki. Now let's change the text because this is just basic text and I'm extra. So I actually want this to be a little higher. Okay, let's go. Okay, click on the letter T in the left-hand corner. And then at the very top, we're going back to the text options. So we have the Arial. I keep it Arial. Most of the time I keep mine Arial. I don't really change the font a lot of times. Sometimes I do. Okay, then I have the fill. I have it as blue. The size I'm not changing because I prefer to use zoom in and out. And then now we have format. Format is just basic text options. You can change it to uppercase, all uppercase. I already have all caps already. The next one is italic. I don't want mine in italics. And then we have bold. Now I do want mine to be more bold. So I will just click on bold, which is the letter B symbol. So now as you can see, that's a big difference. It made it more better. So now we have Cardi versus Nicki in bold. The next option at the very, keep in mind, we're going through the options at the top. We have styles. So at the styles menu, just click this. The first option is curve. I really don't like to curve my images, but some people do, depending on what kind of thumbnail you're making. I'll just show you how anyways. So they have arc, circle, and half for this. Like let's say, and then at the bottom of that option, it has amount. So for the amount, you would just, as you can see the circle right here, I'm scrolling up and down. I mean, sideways, left to right. It's actually curving the image. So see, I don't want mine like that. But for some images, you might actually want to curve it. But I don't want to. It actually doesn't look that bad like this, Cardi versus Nicki with a slight curve. But I don't want a curve. So I would just take styles and I would actually just take that back off. Okay, now let's see. What I do like to use is okay, let me show you the background. I'm going, even though I don't use something, I still want to show you how to use. So I'm going to show you how to use each one. So background will actually just change the background of your text only. It won't change the background of the whole image, just your text. Remember, these are text options. So the background, yuck. So I turned my background on my text to gray. And as you can see, it's gray in this box right under background options. So if I wanted to change that, I can just click on that box and I can just pick a color that I would want to change it to. See how that's like, now that image is covering Nicki Minaj. So let me show you how you can fix that. On the right hand side, you will see it says layers. The layers you can actually move around to what image you want on top and what image you want on the bottom or in the back, or in other words, which one you want to bring forward or which one you want to move backwards. So basically you just drag this down, and let's say you would drag this one down. So now I put Nicki Minaj on top of that, and that's still, I don't like this at all. Now, it actually might look better if I actually change the color of the text. Um, but I already know I'm not going to use the background, to be honest, for my text. I'm just showing you how you can make it. Let's say I changed it to white. See, Cardi versus Nicki, I changed that to white. And then maybe I'll move this down. See, I don't like that. So let's go ahead and take the background off. I don't want a background. But that can also be changed to black. Let's see how it looks black. Yeah, I don't like that. Um, but you can remember, you can also change this around. So maybe I want to put Cardi versus Nicki, and I'll move this whole thing at the very top as like a title or a header. And then that will actually probably look better than having it right here. But let me go ahead and go to the very top. If you ever mess up or you don't like something, go to the very top where it says edit, and then undo it until you get back to where you want to be. So yeah, I like this better. Whew, sometimes it's best to keep it simple. Aisha said the gold color probably. Okay, let's go to tribal. Okay, let's go to the next option on the list, which is outline. Now I do like to add an outline to mine. And most of the default are gray. So as you can see, it's like a slight subtle change. At the perimeter of the text, you can see gray. Let me zoom in and out so I can actually show you closer up. You can actually see gray. And let me actually zoom in closer so I can actually show you. If you go to the right-hand side, for the whole project, you can actually zoom in and out. So as you can see, that the perimeter of the text are now gray. So that's the outline. Okay. I use this if like the right hand side zooming in. If I actually wanted to like edit people's photos, I would actually zoom in, because if you try to edit someone's lips or do anything to their changes, you actually need to get every detail right. So you would need to zoom in as much as possible before you add changes to their image. And I'll show you why I don't really trust online images. Watch this. Hold on. Yeah, I added an eyeball to her face. But anyway, let me take that job off. But yeah, if you're trying to edit images in a different way, sometimes you might want to. Yeah, somebody, Nicki Minaj automatically has 4 eyes. You saw her; she has 4 eyes. She woke up and she had 4 eyes. Um, Let me take that off. Okay. Let me go ahead and zoom back. So that's how you can zoom in, so you can get close to images you might want to edit in other ways. Okay, let me show you another thing. Okay, so we go back to, we're going to click on the T on the left hand side for text options. Okay, we're going to go back to styles, and I actually like to use, there's actually punch out, and I don't like punch out. Sometimes I like punch out, sometimes I don't. I use it in one of my thumbnails before. Um, Punch out is this. As you can see, it punches out the fill, and I don't like that. Sometimes I do. It depends on what project I'm working on, I guess. So let's take that off. But that's what punch out is. You can actually change the size of the punch out. I don't want that. And then let's go down. Now I do like shadow, which is the last one we're going to do. I do like shadow. Let me go back. Just keep on one off. So let's turn on shadow. I do like that. Okay, let me show you how shadow works. The color is automatically selected as gray. Keeps going on. Let's click it and change to something else. Again, I like to match my color, so I will actually choose the gold that I didn't choose before, probably from her sequence. But actually, as you can see, it actually changed it. It actually saved my last color pick right here from her sequence. Wait. Okay, as you can see, it's actually changing a little bit, but let me go back. Okay, let me zoom in to show you what happened. Just a second, because you might not be able to tell. Okay, as you can see, now it kind of has like a glow next to the text. So you see the perimeter has the gray outline, and then like there's now like a shadow around that extra outline, like around the outer perimeter, and it's actually like a shadow like on the image. So that's that gold color, that tint. So now, and again, for that shadow, you can actually change how much you want it to be in effect. A lot of people like to add that for like a more dramatic look. So let me see. Okay, let me show you the last two steps. So Cardi versus Nicki, I added the shadow, and as you see now, it's like a more of a gold shadow effect to it. Let me make this bigger. Okay, now what you need to do is go to the very top, and you can actually add more images. Some people will add more stuff to it. So it's up to you what you want to add. As long as you Google the image, remove the background, you can add whatever image you want. Just be creative. Okay, layer. You go to layer at the very top, and you will click merge visible. So what this does is merge visible will merge all your layers together. So all these images right now are all separate. Separate means that I can move all these images by themselves around the canvas wherever I want to. Once I merge them, I won't be able to move anything. It's going to be stuck like that. It's going to merge all my layers. So pay attention. To the right hand side, this is all my layers. I have the Cardi versus Nicki layer. I have the image.png, which is the Twitter logo. I have another image, which is the first one was the Cardi versus Nicki text. My other layer, these are all layered, called layers. The other layer, I have the Nicki picture by herself. The next layer I have is the Cardi B picture by herself, and the next layer I have is just the blank canvas background. So now, as you pay attention, once I click merge visible, all these layers are going to combine into one layer. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to the top layer, and then I will click merge visible. And now, as you can go to the right hand side, it says it's only one layer, that one image now, and it's locked. So now I can't make any changes. This is how it is. So now I will go to layer again, and I will click flatten image. Now I prefer to flatten the image because it will make it more like that the image was made this way and not actually a bunch of layers. It flattens everything, okay? And then for the last option, there's two choices to finish your project. You can go to auto adjust, which it automatically like adjusts a whole image. But I prefer to go to auto pop. Auto pop makes it look more like a magazine or some kind of other like more professional. So I would go to auto pop, and let's see how you can see the difference. See? Now let me undo auto pop. This is how it looks without auto pop. And let's redo. And this is how it looks with auto pop. So it looks better, okay? And then now all you have to do is go to file at the top, go to file, and then now save this image to your computer. And once you save it, now you can just upload it to wherever you need to for your thumbnail. And that's about it for how to make a beginner-friendly thumbnail for YouTube or other social media. But obviously, I'm not going to make a video on Cardi versus Nicki, even though I do have my thoughts on this. But that's like if I were going to use this thumbnail, but obviously, I'm not going to use it. By the time I will actually want to use it, it'll be old tea. So any questions? I will actually add all this information to the description box as well. Also, by the way, if you have your cookies on this website, or if you log in, you'll be able to save your projects and come back, okay, to your projects and like actually re-download or what you need to do. But again, this was all free. I didn't log in or sign up for Pixlr or any of this stuff I did today. All of it was free to make these thumbnails. Thank you, Mons, for modding the chat. Are there any questions before I go? Once you become proficient at making thumbnails, how long does it take to create one on average? To me, it depends on how much of a perfectionist you are or how picky you are, okay? But all you have to do is actually find an image on Google, remove the background, and then paste it onto your canvas and then move it around, add text. So it doesn't take that long. For me, if I was not instructing people on how to make this thumbnail right here, this would probably take 10 minutes. It would just take 10 minutes to make or less if I was not giving instructions, okay? Because I would just do it. And if you're on a computer, it's faster because all you do is copy and paste everything. I never have to download anything to my computer. It's going to take more time if you're actually downloading and saving things to your actual PC and everything like that. Yeah, I like bigger text as well. And actually, for this Cardi versus Nicki text, I actually would make that bigger. Um, Not too big where it goes over their head. But actually, some people actually like to put the title at the top. Sometimes I like to put it to the side because sometimes YouTube cuts off the thumbnails at certain points at the top or at the bottom. Okay, again, this will be moved to my backup channel. All right, y'all, have a great day and thanks for tuning in. Bye. Yes, all links will be added to the description box. Have a great day as well. So uniquely me.